It's a rainy day in Seoul, and that means it's a perfect day for Pro League. We're back live in the Nexon Arena. My name is Valdez. Joined with me is Moonblade. How are you doing?
G'day, Brendan. Not too bad, mate. Happy to be here once again. Happy to be inside in this disgusting rainy day in Seoul. Where all the nerds should be right now, Valdez.
Yeah, got to huddle together in the basement down here in B2 to watch some Pro League. We got Jenner Green Wings versus SBENU for our first match tonight. Should be a pretty good one. Both teams got a lot of hype around them.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see how SBENU's going to do up against one of these big dogs. Jenner playing so good recently, and SBENU, they look good in their first match, but it was a pretty easy one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same thing for Jenner. They were able to take that first win, so both these guys are 1-0 right now. Our first match of the night is going to be Rogue versus DongRaeGu. Going to start things off with a ZVZ. I think a lot of people will say Rogue is definitely favored here, but what can DongRaeGu bring out in this first game?
Well, it's the ZVZ after all. It's very volatile. Anything can really happen. We've seen Terror take down Bial, and that's all we need to say, Valdez, in the matter. It's a very dangerous matchup. So DongRaeGu, he is a fantastic player as well. He is a shadow of his former self, but he's still a great player.
Class lasts forever. Let's hope it brings him through for today's best of one versus Rogue, a guy who's just phenomenal, especially in Pro League so far. He's 10-2. He's got the stats to back him up, and I think he's going to be pretty confident going into this one.
Yeah, and speaking of class, we do have MMA. He will be playing today in game number 3, so I'm very excited to see how he's going to do up against Cure.
Yeah, another mirror matchup. We'll see how both those guys are going. I think both of them haven't really had many results in TBT in recent days, so it's going to really come down to how they're feeling today for today's best of one. There's MMA, the guy we're talking about there on the right for a second.
Yeah, very handsome player. You got a quick look at Bomber as well, and that guy is looking tired today. That guy has the reddest eyes I've ever seen. I thought he was a demon coming in here.
Oh, yeah, man. He barely even said hello. He's just like...
Yeah, the moment he got into the change room,
off as he said hello.
He was like sleeping in the change room. So there you go for round 4. If you guys are punters out there, be careful with that one.
Yeah, he's coming in here today in 4th game, so we'll see if we even get to him. Jenner here putting 3 of their best players out in a row. Rogue, Maru, and Cure going up against DongRaeGu, Myungshik, and MMA. I know a lot of people are excited to see MMA as well. Coming in here, his first game of Pro League.
Yep, the debut match, and everyone loves MMA. He's been one of those fantastic players, a crowd favorite, fan favorite everywhere. Done a lot of traveling around the world, and he was, a world champion at one point as well.
Yes, he was. See what he will be able to do today. Of course, that last game, Game 4, is going to be SOS versus Bomber. A very interesting one. Bomber was recently able to take out Panic 2-1 in GSL.
Yeah.
After taking out Innovation 2-0, or maybe he took out Innovation after that, but still looking all right versus Protoss, but definitely very strong against Terran, and in general looking a lot better than his debut in the first season of GSL for 2015.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of potential there for Bomber to take the game as well, mind you. Like SOS, see what he can do. He's not playing as good as he used to.
Oh yeah, he's definitely fallen off a little bit. Guys, we do have the team rankings so far. It's very early on in round 3, so it's hard to take much from this. SK Telecom T1 off to a very good start, though, just defeating CJ Entis. So that is one of the hardest teams, if not the hardest team to defeat here in Pro League right now as it stands. So they should be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, and as we look at CJ Entis here leading the way, 13 wins. Currently, got a little bit of a lead there, Maru. We're trying to make up for that today, perhaps.
And we are speeding through these CGs today.
I like it because they have such little relevance at the start of the day, Valdez.
You're exactly right, Mingwade. Seeing the rest of our winners' rankings, the second page, if you will. Kira's up there, 8-4.
Indeed, Valdez, indeed.
Yep, he'll be playing later today.
Dream down at number 20. Well, that guy, one of the best Terrans in the world, still finding his feet in Pro League.
And here is our viewpoint. Every match was decided in the final set, and the score is tied at 1-1, 1-1, and first Pro League match for MMA, here. And Jenner players have an overall winning record against the SBENU players formerly known as StarTales. So you guys may discuss this later, and I'm going to come back here with the head coach interview, and we may discuss this later. And here we have Jinner Style, Jinner's head coach's nickname,
네,
and
먼저 차지훈
SBENU's legend,
감독님께 궁금한 사항을 좀
the
물어보도록
legendary
하겠습니다.
head coach.
자, 올 시즌 이제 3라운드 들어와서 스베누를 상대하게 됐습니다. 1, 2라운드 스타테일 SDOE와는 사뭇 느낌이 다를 수도 있을 것
Well,
같은데요.
it is
어떻게
going to be
생각하십니까?
different from
네.
Startel yet. Let's see how he feels about SBENU.
느낌이 그냥 사람이 되게 많더라고요.
It just feels that they have a lot of people in here. Actually, the SBENU employees are here now, Valdez, by the way.
스타테일 때보다 지금이
says-
되게도 좋고.
It looks better
좋아
than
보입니다.
SDOE, he says.
네.
I don't think he's got
스베누의
much to
지금
say.
판단 효과가 막 발휘가 되고 있는데 1강에서는 오래 못 갈 것이다라는 얘기도 나오고 있어요. 진에어 감독님이 보시기에는 결승전이나
Let's see
이런
what
더
he
높은
thinks
무대에서
of
스베누를 만날 것 같습니까? 아니면 그렇지
SBENU,
않습니까?
if he will be able to meet them at a higher place, you know, like at the finals, round finals.
좀 힘들 것 같은데.
And he says,
네.
I think it's kind of
아직,
hard. Legend kind of laughing it off here.
카드가 꼭 필요한 것 같은데.
You really definitely need an ace card for SBENU, but for SBENU, I don't know which one is the ace card.
에이스인지, 아직 조금 그런 건 부족해서.
I think
조금,
you guys lack
네,
of ace
그것만
cards. So,
채워진다면
but if
충분히,
that works out, I
좋은
think
성적 낼 수 있을
you guys
것
will
같습니다.
be able to have good results.
자,
I
그렇다면
think
이선종
which is kind
감독에게
of
궁금한 사항을
a fact.
물어보도록 하겠습니다. 개인 SNS에도 올렸다시피 궂은 날씨와 참 인연이 많습니다.
And
오늘도
anyways,
비가
as
내리고
Legend
있는데
posted on his
오늘 경기의
Facebook,
감은
SBENU
어떠셨나요?
has a long history. I mean, actually,
오늘
SDOE has
경기의
a long
느낌,
history with the
출발하기
weather.
전에
They said
있었잖아요.
he says he has a history of playing pro
잠을
league
못 잤어요.
in bad weather, and he says he wasn't able to sleep well because Jinner is a strong team.
꿀잠 잤는데
Versus Prime, he had
진에어
honey
때는
sleep,
너무
which is
상대가 강해서
good sleep in Korean. 꿀.
잠을 별로 못 잤는데
꿀잠, but
진에어 보니까
against Jinner, he didn't sleep well.
상대 같더라고요.
But he
애들이
says
뜨는 거
he
보는데
kind of
약간
feels
변수가
confident going against Jinner
선수가
because SOS
내일 개인 대회가 있는데
has an individual league
출전한
tomorrow,
거에 대해서 그거에 대해서
and he's in pro league, and that's kind of going to be a turning point or changing point. But and
CJ 어제
the
박영호
other
감독도
players
그런
are
얘기를
kind of on
했었는데
half
진에어가
and
지금
half.
현재 팀 중에 가장 강팀이다.
But you know, as head coach
이선종
Park
감독도
mentioned
그렇게
earlier from
생각하십니까?
CJ,
모든 팀
the head
중에서
coach,
진에어가 가장
Jinner
강팀이라고
is one of
생각하십니까?
the strongest teams.
제가 생각했을
the number
때
one.
진에어는 한
Let's see how he thinks.
솔직히 어떻게
He
올라왔는지
says, I don't
모르겠고요.
know how Jinner made it up here. I don't know,
저희가
but
오늘 진에어가 어떻게 지는지
we will show you how Jinner will lose
네.
tonight,
뭐
guys.
아무래도
I think this is all the
예,
confidence with
차지훈
SBENU, guys.
감독께서는
Lots of
스베누의
people
에이스가
here with
없다라고
SBENU.
하셨는데 이선종 감독이
Let's see how he
생각하시기에는
thinks on
스베누의
Jinner's
어떤
head coach's
선수가
comments that he
감독님
doesn't have an
지금
ace
현재
card
가장 마음에
or ace cards.
드나요?
진에어의 에이스 카드는 어떻게 보면 조성주 선수,
You know,
이병렬
Jinner's
선수가
ace
있고요.
card is Mario and
저희
Rogue.
팀에는 문성원 선수랑
We have
최진성
MMA
선수가
and
있고,
Bomber.
그리고 이동영 선수도
We also have Lee Nok.
프로리그 성적이 나쁘지 않고
He has kind of good pro league
에이스
records.
카드 없다고 하셨는데
He says
오늘 에이스
we don't have ace cards.
결정전까지 가서
Let's go to ace match.
만약에 간다면 갈 일은
If we do, I mean, we don't think we will be
간다면은
able to go into the ace match, but we don't know. We don't know what's
자,
gonna
양팀
happen, but
감독님의
let's see.
소중한 말씀 감사합니다.
Well, anyways, this
오늘도
was the
멋진
two head
경기를
coaches. We look forward to
부탁드리겠습니다.
both of them.
자, 이제 조금씩 자리 잡아가는
And guys,
감독님.
this was the head coach interview. I'll be back later, guys.
Thanks, Sojan.
Have fun discussing.
for that translation. We're getting a little bit of trash talk actually with these head coach interviews. I don't know if you would call it straight up trash talk, but they're saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I think we're actually going to beat you tonight.
It's
You know?
kind of cool.
They're being a little bit honest, at least.
I'd like it to be just a little bit more honest than that when they actually start throwing dirt in each other's faces. But until then, they can talk about honey sleep all they want, Valdez.
Yeah, man.
I'm into that. I wish I had some honey sleep right now, man. I had like 4 hours last night.
Yep. You're not alone, Moonglade. And yeah, I don't know. He was Legend. I think he was trying to hype up his players maybe a little bit. He's like, oh, I don't know how Jinner made it up here. You know, they've got some good players, but I think we'll beat them in the ace match. But I'm not seeing it, Moonglade.
No,
I'm not.
Absolutely not, Valdez. Let's talk real for a second. This is, you know, it's kind of StarTel just revamped with a couple new players. They were still pretty weak last season, even last round before SBENU came along. They have a lot of hype behind them, sure, but besides that, you know, they can still bleed just the same. It's going to be Rogue versus DongRaeGu. Let's talk about this for 1 second. Rogue, one of the best Zergs in the world, doing so good as the best Zerg in Pro League against DongRaeGu, a husk of his former self. He is the bones, still animated somehow, trying to play this game, but just not at the same level that he used to.
And the last game he had was against, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Creator, right, from Prime.
That's
and
right.
he was like making mistakes all over the place. He looked very nervous. He made it look much harder against Creator than it should have been. You know, Creator very infamously not good against Zerg. So I don't know. I don't see that confidence in DongRaeGu that obviously Kanata did have. He was the one person that voted on him. I'm not sure if it's going to come true tonight. I have my money on Rogue today.
Oh, it's always a dangerous thing, these ZVZs. You know, it can simply come down to a build order victory, but I don't think Rogue is going to let that happen at all. Rogue has no doubt done his homework. He's 4-1 against Zerg already this season, and 10-2 overall. It's fantastic.
And 5-0 versus DongRaeGu has not taken a loss.
Yeah.
He must be so happy going into this game. He's like, quick and easy one. I wouldn't even be surprised if he just like puts down an early pool, just bees, not a very early pool, but like a pool first.
Yeah.
Maybe just bees very safe, goes into this game, make sure that he doesn't lose, and then just follow it up and wreck this guy.
Yeah, that's generally what a player that confident with that many wins against another player would do. You know, just play a safe game, go into a nice macro game, and play from there. And there's DongRaeGu. He's got the candy song going for SBENU.
Didn't Youngseek have the same thing? Or no, maybe it was him the last time he played.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, DongRaeGu sitting pretty low in his chair. Not the same kind of confidence body language that I did just see from Rogue.
No,
we'll see how he plays in this game.
I wish he was wearing his glasses. He looks so much better with his glasses, in my opinion, Valdez.
Yeah.
As a critique, you know. I'm just like, well, I'm just not impressed. I'm just not attracted to
We're
this
not
man.
impressed with anything with this guy right now.
He's just not attractive enough for me.
Shape up.
He needs to win games through appearance alone.
If he wins tonight, will you be impressed with him and win?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see, Valdez. We'll see how he wins. If it's going to be a Temple Bane, then I'll think about it.
You'd be less impressed with them. Well, guys, we've done the predictions. We've gone through everything. We're about to jump into the game on the Expedition Lost, the first game of the night. Down here in the bottom left, in the red for the generic Green Wings, he is Rogue.
And up here in the top right, we do have the SPENU Zerg, DongRaeGu. I remember this guy 4 years ago, Valdez, when I was living in the GOM TV house, and he was the hot stuff back then. He was just simply a ladder player, but every team wanted him. It was pretty crazy. He was actually such a good Zerg player once upon a time. And it's great that he's still at it, and I just hope he can get back to that same power.
Well, that's the hope of everyone. That's kind of how everybody feels about this new SPENU team, all the veterans that they've picked up. MMA, you know, he did very well in the last season of GSL, but, you know, Bomber did not. DongRaeGu, I'm not even sure if he made it to Code S. You know, honestly, I don't remember. And everybody's hoping, you know, we bring these guys into this team. Let's bring up some hype with these old favorites, these old veterans. Let's see if they can actually get back to their former selves. But they have a long way to go, and they've got a lot to prove. And look at those stats, 68-32. I think those are a little bit swayed.
Yeah, DongRaeGu definitely has a lot of old school fans. And as you were saying, Valdez, a lot of the great players are actually on SPENU. You know, we got Bomber, MMA, and DongRaeGu. There's like a lot of these old school guys that they can still mix it in with the best. We've seen it before. We've seen Bomber take down Innovation just the other week in Code S. So
Code S.
It happens. And look at this. Look at what we're seeing. A very safe Rogue to start things off.
Exactly. And DongRaeGu, he's taking advantage of it. He's going to go for that early hatch here. It's not going to get him too far ahead, but I'm sure he'll be a little bit happy with the way this has gone.
Give him that warm feeling inside just for a few minutes and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have a little bit more larvae. My second queen will be out just a little bit faster. Give me that little bit of a head start that he probably will need against this kind of player.
By the way, he's going very greedy here. He made 2 extra drones, then put down a gas, and then put down a pool. So it's about as greedy as you can get as a Zerg player going ZVZ this early on in the game.
Yep, you're going to get your gas nice and quick. 100 gas by the time that pool finishes. Get that link speed out. Give the option to apply pressure. And look at this, what we're seeing from Rogue as well. You know, no gas whatsoever. Could just very well see a gasless Roach with a later third. Would be not a bad choice in this situation, but depends when DongRaeGu scouts it and how he reacts to it, because it'll give him the whole map, a very easy time to go for a third base, and even go into mutas.
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what these guys go for. We see the gas finally put down here by Rogue. So we will at least be getting a little bit of gas in this game here early on.
Yeah, we certainly be delayed for quite some time. We already see 100 gas from the SBENU Zerg at DongRaeGu. Well, Valdez, not too much going to happen just yet. We are seeing some lings come out for DRG, so he's going to get the scout off, and he should actually find out exactly what's going to be coming out of Rogue this time. Rogue, I wonder if he is actually going to invest into the ling speed at this late on. He could try and hide it if he can deny the scouting. He could maybe hide ling speed and go for a big hidden sort of speedling attack, which we do see on occasion. Or he could just simply go over to a faster lair from this, because it's not really early enough to warrant like lings being on the map or lings being effective with Ling Bane. Just a little too late.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for that. We already see him banking a little bit more gas than that 100. Let's see if we see him go for that lair.
And with this kind of build, with this delayed gas, it gave him the extra minerals to go for that quicker third queen as well, which is going to help him defend against anything, deny any scouts from the lings. He's got to be careful, though, because a very late spine.
Yeah, he's got that late spine. He's sending out these 2 scouting Zerglings, though. He wants to get into the main base. He wants to find out exactly what's going on. Let's see if DongRaeGu can deny the scout. He takes out 1 ling.
Oh, he sees all the lings.
Oh, boy. And he sees the speed, too. So he knows 100% that there are at least, 12 lings out on the map coming his way. He's going to set up this nice little wall at his front.
Yeah, he's going to be more than fine. Spinecrawler is going to finish just in time, and he's got a complete block off. These lings will get nothing done. But very smartly behind this, DongRaeGu is going for that third base.
Yeah, he's going to get ahead in economy. We see Rogue going for a lair. This is one way you can do this. Like you were saying, just go on 2 base, delay that third base for a little bit here, get those roaches out, get earlier upgrades, maybe even go for a timing, maybe like +1 roach timing with speed or something. See exactly how he wants to follow this up. We do see DongRaeGu getting his lair now in his Eva chamber.
Yeah, it looks like DongRaeGu will simply play for the roach style himself and just go for that economy advantage. It really means that it's going to be in Rogue's court to do something about it, whether it be apply pressure or go for his third pretty soon. And we're already seeing roaches come out, so he probably wants to try and bully these lings away so he can put down that third hatchery.
Just see heavy drones coming out of DongRaeGu at the same time. Looks like he wants to get up to 46 now. He's going to make a little bit more, but no roaches just yet. He's only getting that roach warrant up now. Pretty late, in fact.
Yeah, he's being very greedy, and it is working for him for now, but he's got to be careful of, a counterattack sometime soon from Rogue, just with a +1 and roach speed. It will kill him if he's not prepared for it.
Yeah. See, Rogue right now sitting on 41 drones. Used to be 42. Just puts down that hatch, and he's making only roaches. He's going to show this third base to DongRaeGu, but DongRaeGu, he needs to get a read on exactly how many drones are out here. We see Rogue, in fact, even hiding a bunch of these roaches back behind this queen. Not even sure if that's on purpose. It's going to be blocked by the queen, but still.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Look at... Oh, man. DongRaeGu has droned so hard at this point. He's got a fully saturated third base. Now, this is too far, Valdez. I think we could actually just see Rogue kill him.
If Rogue goes for the attack. And it seems like he will because he's making only roaches and he's stopped at 41, like I said. But
exactly. He's done nothing but make roaches for the last 2 minutes. And he is going for that big attack with +1 and roach speed. And DongRaeGu, he's essentially killed himself because he's not been careful enough to scout if roaches were coming out with an overseer or with some lings up the ramp. And he's fully saturated at third base.
It seems like his way to do it was to break the rocks, kind of like use the map to stay a bit safer, but at the same time, it's only going to delay Rogue so much.
Well, 24 roaches to 14 currently.
Yep.
And +1 as well, plus roach speed. If we do see Rogue hit in just a moment's time, he will have quite the advantage.
He needs to hit, though, before the +1 to get that big advantage. It looks like he's going to work on those rocks first, though. So DongRaeGu will have the speed and the +1 when this attacks, but he still will have, it looks like, a little bit less roaches, but he is pumping them out.
He is pumping him out. He might actually, he certainly has caught up at this time, so Rogue actually not going to find anything behind this, and he is just going to be going into drones. Funnily enough, so DongRaeGu is looking fantastic. There was like the one weakness he had in his build, being that greedy. being behind in tech and road speed in +1, but he managed to last long enough.
Yeah, and it was funny because he used the rocks very well. He took down Rogue's rocks, and then he took down his own rocks to like about half, to the point where Rogue couldn't just like go down the ramp because it would have been in risk of getting his army cut in half.
Yeah.
And now look at this. Look at the Roach counts. It's 40 to 24. Roach is desperately trying to get 15 more out, but they're not ready.
This could be it, Valdez. DongRaeGu looking way too strong. Pretty nice concave, though, from Rogue.
Yeah, and the rest of his reinforcements are popping out. DongRaeGu does have those lanes in the front to tank, but the Queen's transfusion and getting that extra DPS, doing a decent job, but at the same time, it is very, very close in this fight.
Yeah, very close. Rogue will have enough to push him back for now. He's going to get a lot of exit kills as well. But in the end of things, DongRaeGu remains ahead for now. He's still up in roaches, and both players getting their +2. Rogue's going to have his long before DRGs there, and if you can get a contaminated on that evolution chamber, it could be game winning for either player right now.
Yeah, it really could be. He also has that +1 armor, something that DongRaeGu never really committed to. He's only getting that second Evo chamber down now. And Rogue, he really needs to recognize this timing as well. He's got that Overseer in position behind that natural.
Yeah.
He needs to see it, maybe go for that contaminate, like you were saying.
Yeah, still got quite a while to go on that energy, but might get enough on at least one of these Overseers. There's a few hanging around, just waiting to get enough energy for the contaminate.
See Rogue also going for Burrow and Burr movement before DongRaeGu. Looks like he definitely wants to put on that pressure. Making only roaches, but at the same time, DongRaeGu doing the same. DongRaeGu, instead of the Burrow and Burr movements, he will be going for a Hydra down.
And I love this decision from DongRaeGu because there's no Baneling Nest at all for Rogue. And if you can get enough Hydras out, sit around like 6 to 8 Hydras behind all these roaches, the DPS increases so much that he can just simply win a fight if it comes down to it. Burrow roaches, they're good unless they get caught out by a Roach Hydra.
Do you think Rogue should be scared to fight this fight right now? Because DongRaeGu is sitting on +1 attack, and that's about it. Rogue is 2-1. And he still ran away. I guess he saw the number and he was like, no, that's still too many. But if you look at the unit tab, it's only 53 to 51.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake not trying to take that fight. He looks like he kind of got bullied by the fact that DRG was just so confident in engaging that. So he's like, whoa, he knows something I don't, or is this simply too many? So he pulled back, but yeah, he definitely would have had the advantage there. And then simply in terms of upgrades, which is pretty big when it's +2 versus +1.
Yeah.
Now look at this. Hydras are now on the map. So it becomes a lot harder for Rogue to engage this army. You might see him put down a Baneling Nest very shortly to kind of counter this composition.
Yeah, let's see exactly what he does. It seems like at first he's going to go for this Burrow movement, Road to harass, and he's sent 4 right now to that third base. But DongRaeGu, like you were saying, very confident in taking these fights. He wants to fight right now in the middle of the map, and Rogue is just running away as fast as possible.
Oh man, look at this. He's going to go to the back door as well. This is what makes this map so hard, especially in ZVZ. When it comes down to Roach versus Roach like this, back door is opened up, and it just is so much harder to engage into.
Look at this concave. He's got it spread between the natural, and he's trying to go for that changeling block. DongRaeGu is, but very nicely seen there by Rogue. I believe it was Rogue who actually lost to that against Biel, so he's not going to make that mistake again.
But look at this time. Looks like Rogue has let him up, and that's a pretty decent concave with Hydras behind.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not that many Hydras, and he's going to try to burrow behind and go for the kills in the Hydras.
Yeah, he's not going to get them all, though. Still 4 Hydras remain. And Hydras do 6 DPS, Valdez. That's maybe even all you need. 4 Hydras behind it. He's even going the distance to focus them down. And he still loses the fight. Rematch should be more than enough to clean it up, so he's going to get out of there. Very smart by DRG.
If you guys will notice, the supplies are very even, but the army supply right now is much higher for DongRaeGu because Rogue got that harass at the third base. He killed a lot of drones. It's 63 to 45 in Rogue's favor, so he's definitely got that economic advantage. But it's hard right now. DongRaeGu could put the hammer down just with his higher army supply, but he needs a good fight right now.
Yeah, well, DRG is essentially all in from this Remax. He has to make it work this time around or he's going to lose the game simply in economy. He took so much drone damage, as you said, Valdez. His natural is running at half power right now. He might find the advantage right here, though. Oh, if he took that, he would have won that fight hands down, but he got a little too nervous.
And now you can see that economy coming into the advantage here for Rogue. his bank is getting much, much higher every second. But hold that thought. This may be the fight that DongRaeGu wanted. Rogue's got to back up. He cannot take that fight.
He cannot take that fight, and now DRG can start making work on this third base as well. Yep. It's going to force Rogue's hand to go down into this concave. Here we go.
He's going to try to go for the big burrow. DongRaeGu sees it with all his overseers, and look at this. DongRaeGu's got a much better fight here, and I don't even think the rematch will help Rogue at this point.
No way. No, with Hydras behind this army as well. 5 Hydras just doing so much damage. This is absolutely insane. DFG has certainly got this game, Valdez.
We're going to try to see Rogue try to hold on. I think he's got to pull drones much earlier, but that's going to be too late. DongRaeGu's got the chokehold on Rogue right now. He's in the natural. The reinforcements are popping out, but they're all alone. They're fighting these bad battles. They're trying to come from the third, but if you notice at the same time, Rogue was going for some harass at the natural of DongRaeGu, so DongRaeGu's economy is trashed right now, but I'm not sure it's going to matter.
Not when you're in the middle of this production like this, Valdez. Like, you have such an advantage in terms of positioning, and in this matchup, that is everything. And even the Roach Lauren going down at this point, there is no way he can even remax if he had the money to.
He's trying desperately to just make lings, but I'm sorry, Rogue, it's not looking good.
Nope.
He doesn't even have speed for his lings. GG, DongRaeGu's going to take the game against Rogue. Not what we expected.
What an insane first game. Really well played from DRG. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, man, Kanata knew something we did not.
Oh.
He was the one person to vote for DongRaeGu, and he gets it right. Props to him, and props to DongRaeGu for a great showing today.
Yeah, SBENU is looking fantastic. Ever since the hype got behind them and they did get that sponsor, they've just become a whole new team.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, actually. You know, we talk about these veterans that come in here. They don't look at the top of their class right now, but it's just some kind of mojo that's being passed around in that team. They're making it work somehow, and they're just looking fantastic. I'm really excited to see the rest of them tonight.
There's a lot of danger right now, Valdez. It's Maru versus Myungshik up next. Maru should be the favorite to get this one. Myungshik, he's been playing great. He's been doing really well on SBENU, but he's up against the best Terran in the world.
Oh, yeah. It's, you know, the map is Deadwing, but I think Maru's going to be totally fine to play that macro game. But we'll see what Myungshik has prepared for Maru.
Yeah.
Myungshik's a tricky player. He's got a lot up his sleeves, man.
Right. Well, the other dangerous thing that I would mention is the fact that it's going to be Cure versus MMA after that, and then SOS versus Bomber. 2 potential wins for SBENU. SBENU could definitely take this game before the ace match.
Yeah, man. Legend was saying, hey, let's go to the ace match. You know, Jin Air, the coach, was saying, oh, you guys don't have an ace match player. Maybe they won't even need one tonight.
I don't think they will if they can get, 2 more wins. Certainly from these Terran players they have, a lot of potential there. Maybe Myungshik can do something that we're not expecting as well. He's been known to be fantastic in his preparation.
He can make something happen. Maru is not invincible. He's one of the best players in the world right now, if not the best, but there are times where he goes down in best-of-1 series, for sure. And with that energy they've got over there, they've got like 20, 30 SBENU employees in the studio tonight. So definitely feeling that energy and feeling really hyped for their matches.
Yeah, this is going to be a great day tonight, Valdez. I'm excited. Yeah. It's going to be a day, man. It's going to be a great day. And no, there's a lot of potential here. SBENU, I think they could cause an upset, especially after a win like that.
Oh, yeah.
All
that's
their players
a gigantic win.
They're just playing so much better than I ever would have expected.
Who knows, man? Maybe they just make it work somehow. They get that energy flowing through every player, and all of a sudden we see DongRaeGu, MMA, Bomber all back in individual leagues. Wouldn't that be the dream?
Oh, that is the dream.